Hey everyone, Eric here. Just wanted to make this video because I have seen a bunch of stuff on YouTube and other social media in the kind of music production sphere, the community, profession, industry, whatever you want to call it. And I think that there are a couple of mistruths that have kind of made it to the surface, and I want to address these mistruths because I believe they're really damaging for everyone who watches them, and especially really damaging for the people that are up and coming and want to start producing on their own and are looking to educate themselves. These are videos that talk about some things that are just really, really silly, right? They are just false and really, really silly, and these kinds of videos are gonna lead people down the wrong path. So I wanted to make this video to kind of bust those myths. Well, that's not the right way of saying it. But yeah, make this video to kind of straighten out these, right these wrongs, so to speak. So in case you haven't been following along with the channel, or you're a new viewer, my name is Eric. I'm a musician. I'm an artist slash producer. I've been making music full-time for 4 years. Only just recently tried to grow a mustache. It's not really working, so I might shave it later. I've been doing music full-time for 4 years. Most of that time, I'd say a good 2 years, I was writing songs, I was producing my own music, I was learning how to produce, I was learning how to mix, learning how to master, everything. Doing all that on my own. It's a very steep learning curve if you're teaching yourself. Those who have been through it or are going through it will know what I'm talking about. It's very, very hard, and you need to have a lot of patience. You need to make a lot of mistakes and learn why they're mistakes. And eventually, two things will happen. Your knowledge will increase, and it will develop and solidify and reinforce itself. And your ears are going to get better and better and better. Okay. So, 2 years of just really, really hard learning, making lots of mistakes, fixing them. And then another year of like maybe solidifying that, building upon that, learning, you kind of get to a stage where you end up making very, very small improvements, right? That may make a big difference in your final result. And then for the last year, I've actually been running a commercial music production business. So I've been producing for other clients, other artists who are my clients. I've been making music, like doing this for money, doing this for work, So I feel like I'm at a stage now where I kind of know what I'm talking about and can have an opinion on stuff, and more importantly, in the context of this video, have an opinion on other people's opinions. So throughout my entire journey, and for some reason more recently, I've come across some videos of rather high profile producers or mixing engineers or mastering engineers that say some absolute stupid rubbish. And because they have such a name for themselves and they have such a big platform, for whatever reason, okay, they would have done the hard yards. They would have, been like me and either learned themselves or gone to audio university or whatever it is. They've done the hard yards. They've got a following, but now they're saying some really stupid stuff, okay? And I'm just gonna, off the top of my head, address these one by one. I've just tried to have a quick look for videos that I saw recently, so I can show you guys, but no luck. And it's probably for the best, because I don't want to show someone's video or whatever, or say someone's name and then have them come after me. So I'll just keep names out of it. I'll keep names out of it. But if you come across these things, like I'm gonna talk about some stuff that they said, and if you come across the stuff off of their platforms or whatever, and you recognize the stuff, then you'll know who I'm talking about. Okay. So the first guy, he has some podcast show, and he talks about stuff, right? He talks about stuff like an excited 10-year-old boy at a candy shop. Specifically plugins, like, oh, what's your favorite plugin? What's this? Blah, blah, blah. And one of these podcast shows, he was sitting down with another guy, like a guest, and they were talking about Pro Tools meters. And they said that the meters sound different. So this guy was talking about, like, this guest was talking about like how he changed his Pro Tools meters from one to another, and it completely changed the sound of his mix. And then the host, which is the guy I'm kind of taking aim at, he was like, oh yeah, it has something to do with how you hit the 2-bus. That is like, okay, dumb thing number one, right? That's the first thing I wanted to kind of talk about. That's so stupid. Guys, a meter in digital audio is just a meter. It doesn't change the sound. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything to the sound at all. And in fact, other YouTubers have done a null test on this and confirmed that things null when even when you change the meters around. But you shouldn't need a null test to confirm that changing the meter doesn't change the sound. Like, why would you think changing the meter in Pro Tools is going to change the sound? If you think that, then why are you in this industry? Like, you shouldn't have any clients, you shouldn't have any work if you're literally thinking that the meters will change the sound. Like, just stop. Just please stop spreading these untruths around our industry. All right, that's one thing out of the way. That's that guy out of the way. He loves to kind of sell plugins and sell his own plugins. He thinks that he can help you. If he's saying rubbish like that, I don't think he ought to be helping anyone. So yeah, just if you hear rubbish like that, just walk the other way, look the other way. Okay, second thing is another party, right? They have a big fat recording studio in Nashville in America, and they've worked with lots of people. Okay, fair enough. They've made lots of albums. Okay, fair enough. I came across a couple of their videos recently. One of these videos, the guy is talking about how in Pro Tools, he will record his click track onto audio. And he thinks that for some reason, this makes his, recording ability superior. I saw that video and I was like, this guy's an idiot. I took a note of like the channel that uploaded it, and I kind of made a mental note, and I was like, these guys just are really, they just say some dumb stuff. Like, why would you think recording? I don't know, like, I think they've gotten too big for their boots. They think that recording your click track into an audio track is like, dude, what? Anyway, so that's those guys. The other day, maybe 1 or 2 days ago, I saw another video from those same guys with an even stupider thing, right? It was a guy talking about how to mic up his guitar amp in the studio. Not his guitar amp, but like, for clients and stuff. So he takes two SM57s, points one at the amp, and then talks about moving the second one, placing it at a 45-degree angle from the first one. Okay, all right, that's a bit weird. I don't know how you're gonna not come across phase issues there, but okay, fine. If it works for you. If it works for that amp and that guitarist, okay, fine. And then he talked about how he likes to do things, and it's very specific. He likes to record them both onto one track. he likes to consolidate them into one track. So you got two mics on a guitar amp, one placed dead on and another placed at a 45-degree angle, and he wants to consolidate them to one track. Now he goes to a length to say, this might not work for you, and that's fine, but it works for me. And I was like, why would you do that? Even if you don't come across phase issues when you're miking up that guitar amp with that kind of placement, which I think you would, why would you consolidate it to one? Why do you think that doing that is gonna be better? He talked about, I guess his flavor was, he was indicating that he wants to commit to stuff and this will make his workflow faster. He doesn't have to, you know, blend two tracks in and like find the right balance, EQ both tracks, whatever. Not that you would EQ both tracks, you probably EQ them together. But like, why would you handicap yourself in that way, thinking that it's gonna be better for you down the line? You probably are gonna get, I don't know if he knows this, but he probably will get phase issues with that kind of mic placement. And then if you've baked it all into one track, that's baked in. You can't do anything about it. If you at least had two tracks, one for each mic, which would make a lot more sense, especially with that mic placement, then you know, you can do stuff with it. You can reverse the polarity of one of the tracks and see what that does. You can just use one of those tracks, which is one of those mics. You could, you know, do a whole, you know, you could do a lot more. You could save that recording if you had one mic per track. But no, he wants to consolidate both mics into the same track, handicap himself, thinking that this is the way he likes to do it, so it's the way he's gonna do it, blah, blah, blah. And then when you get to the final recording and it's just mush, it's like just a phasey mush. Guys, don't listen to these guys. Do not listen to these guys. Even he said, you know, those viewers watching at home, you guys might like to put those two mics onto two different tracks. So like, even he knows that it's kind of a far-fetched suggestion. So guys, don't listen to this guy. Be wary of this channel, this big Nashville recording studio. They pump out videos that are really, really silly, like this stupid mic placement one. But don't trust everything you listen to on the internet. All right, take care. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Bye.